For the last year, our I-team has uncovered how education vouchers, ESAs, haven't been used for things like books or school supplies, but instead misused by some people on jewelry, Kenmore appliances, iPhones, and even lingerie. Some claim the number of people gaming the system is tiny, but now the I-team has uncovered records that show the abuse is much more widespread. Greg Harris, who's exposed this improper spending, is here with what he's found. Craig?
Hey, good evening, Mark and Caribe. State Schools Chief Tom Horn and Empowerment Scholarship supporters say there is minimal fraud in the program, 1% or less. But new Department of Education records that 12 News obtained show that unallowed purchases like those cell phones are actually around 20%. That's 1 in 5. Last summer, 12 News Investigates uncovered that home and private school parents used their kids' empowerment scholarships to buy diamond rings, smart TVs, and numerous gift cards. All of those are on a list of more than 100 unallowable purchase items in the ESA Parent Handbook. If parents buy those, their accounts are supposed to be suspended or terminated. This is what State Superintendent Tom Horn said last summer when 12 News uncovered hundreds of improper purchases.
Most people are honest and they request reasonable things. The unreasonable ones are about 1%, and we recover them afterwards. So there's no thing where people can just get away with murder.
Horn declined several requests for an on-camera interview for this story. Records from his office show tens of thousands of parents actually are getting away with a lot. That's because since late 2024, Horn told his staff to approve all ESA purchases of $2,000 or less because of a backlog. After our story aired, Attorney General Chris Mays began pressuring Horn to stop that policy. He refused. So Mays continued her public monies investigation into ESAs. This week, 12 News obtained some of those documents in the investigation through a public records request. This one is stunning. It's a memo from the Department of Education involving ESA purchases from December 2024 to last September. It shows nearly 84,000 unallowable or banned purchases out of a sample of nearly 385,000 items that were bought. 12 News also obtained this letter from the Attorney General to Horn's office. You appear to contend that payment of public funds for unallowable purchases is not illegal. Respectfully, that does not make sense. The AG letter also notes that one of the biggest samples of purchases, called Marketplace, showed nearly 20% were unallowable. This is what Mays had to say earlier this week.
And I am super proud of your outlet for staying on that case. At a minimum, people have the right to know whether and how that money, whether that money is being spent on diamond rings, flat screen TVs, lingerie, and how much of it is being spent on those inappropriate items.
This is Jennifer Jennings, a Princeton University professor who studies school choice programs. She said the new records don't uncover a true fraud rate, but
and certainly that's a higher rate than we've been shared in the past. It speaks to the need to release the dollar amounts. It's difficult to understand how this level of purchases has, been allowed to go through.
Jennings also reviewed ESA purchases from last summer after 12 News posted them on our website.
I've been very much blown away. Between an ultrasound for small farm animals to a latte maker to guinea pig clothes, it's very challenging to understand the educational purposes of some of these items.
While 12 News Investigates found that banned purchases have increased, we also have shown you that most ESA parents are properly using the program. And the program has opened the door for microschools, money for homeschooling, and programs for special needs kids. Horn spokesman told me that most requests deemed unallowable are because of an honest mistake. He said did not assert that the percentage of banned purchases, which again is about 20%, to potential fraud. Tomorrow night on 12 News at 6, my colleague Joe Dana talks to leaders at the state capitol and gets their reaction to our findings. Plus, we look at a proposed bill in the legislature surrounding the program.
There's a huge difference between the 1% that Superintendent Horn told you in misspending and the 20% you found. Is there any way to extrapolate how much money that is?
Well, it's kind of difficult because we're still suing the superintendent and the treasurer to get all the ESA spending records. And what we're trying to figure out is, exactly how much money is there. But I talked to a couple moms who are ESA mothers, and one of them has a PhD. And they kind of looked at the numbers and they said it could be in the tens to the hundreds of millions of dollars of what we're looking at of unallowed purchases.
All right, and you are suing the Treasurer Yee and Tom Horn's office to get all the spending records. Where does that suit stand?
Well, we're still waiting to get those records. We've tried to work out a settlement with them. We're hoping to get records down the road. That's one thing that is very challenging for us, is that if there's nothing to hide, they should be able just to give us the records. And so we're hoping to get those, and once we get them, we'll have a very good idea about how much tax dollars went to things that were supposed to be spent and how much went on unallowable or banned purchases.
All right, Craig, we'll be looking forward to the update on that. All right, thank you.
Thanks a lot.